Now, while the drought was eliminated and snowpack was rejuvenated, some new challenges could be added to the equation this season. January's ice storm could add new dangers to fire season this year. The storm brought down a lot of vegetation across Lane County that is now just sitting around, ready to be turned into fuel. Now, meteorologist Cameron Landfield looked at some of those hazards as we transition into the season.
This year's ice storm was obviously pretty devastating on the community. Whether it was injuries from slipping or the power outages and property damage, it had a lot of effects. And as we move into the summer, you'd think that we'd be able to forget about that and move on. But with wildfire season coming in, unfortunately, that's not entirely possible. So I'm out here on Moon Mountain, where a lot of the debris from the ice storm is still very visible. All over the sides of the trail, you can see debris of all shapes and sizes, and everything here, all around this trail, is fuel for a wildfire. That's one of the main components that you need for a wildfire. And to see a mess like this so close to an active community, Lane Community College is just right up the street, is a bit concerning. If something like this were to go up, we would have some serious consequences. So I sort of generically said shapes and sizes earlier when I was talking about the debris everywhere. And you can actually get a lot more in depth with that. Now, that means I need to bring up fuel moisture content, which is a quantity that we use to determine how safe an area is based on how dry the fuels around are. And there's live and dead fuels. Now, live fuels are all of these green living plants that you see around us, but dead fuels, that's everything that the ice storm brought down, and that's stuff like this, these dead fallen limbs. And then as far as dead fuels get, you can go even further into the categorization, and that's going to be based on time lag. Now, time lag is how long it takes for a piece of debris to respond to the area around it and the changes in humidity, and all of that is based on the cross section of pieces of individual debris. This is what you'd call a 10-hour fuel. Now, 10-hour fuels are between 1/4 and 1 inch, and it would take 10 hours for this to respond to the conditions around it. So it would take 10 hours of dry conditions to get this to dry out and be easy to ignite. These are, in general, pretty easy to ignite, and they end up being fantastic for spreading wildfires. Next, you get into the 100-hour fuel, and this is going to be between 1 and 3 inches of diameter. Now, these are harder to light, and of course, they take longer to respond to the outside conditions, but they burn a lot hotter and increase that wildfire intensity once they go up. Now, finally, you have the 1,000-hour fuels. So this would take roughly 42 days to either soak through or become completely dry. And much like the 100-hour fuels, these are very, very dangerous. Once they get burning, you have some of the most dangerous wildfire conditions you can get. So even though the prognosis for wildfire season looks a little bit better this year than last, there's still certainly some danger lurking in these more remote, not cleared out areas, which puts us at mercy of a storm that hit almost more than 4 months ago.